And did you hear what he said at the beginning? No conditions were discussed. Well, the reporter follows up and asks him, so Trump didn't mention any of his requests? And Gavin Newsom's forced to admit, yeah, he just lied to our faces. He did discuss them.
As you know, that President Trump has pressed for California requiring voter ID and changing to the water system. Did that come up with your meeting with him?
We talked about both, yeah.
You talked about both? And did you say you would?
We've been in an ongoing conversation for over, I feel like I told the president when he was on the tarmac last week in Los Angeles, I said, we're picking up on the last conversation we had around water 4.5 years prior. So I will say this, he's very focused on that issue. He certainly targeted some of that in terms of some of the actions he took by executive order.
2 billion gallons of water.
And so we had and that's why it was an extended conversation. I didn't even know people knew how long the conversation was, but it was an extended conversation. And so it was spirited. And look, and it's exactly.
Spirited how so? Bring us into that.
Because we were just, it was an engaging conversation. You know what it was? It was a two-way conversation. And that's what it should be. I mean, just different points of view, expressing a different understanding of the nuances on the ground, but an appreciation to get something done.
I mean, this guy is such a liar. He's such a grifter. Everything he said related to this fire was quite literally a lie. Gavin Newsom went through like the worst press I've ever seen a politician go through for a month straight. It's like he snarkily implies that Trump mentioning water is somehow a silly thing to talk about, an ineffective solution, and kept lying over and over. There's no spigot that turns off the water or turns on the water, only to find out that there was a spigot and Trump turned it and 2 billion gallons flowed through California. And then their next argument was, well, all the water reservoirs are already full, and leaving out the fact that 10 years ago, California raised $12 billion to build 7 new water reservoirs, none of which are under construction. So if you combine building 7 new reservoirs with letting 2 billion gallons of water flow, you create a situation in which more water would have been available to stop these fires. It's like Trump's talking about basic common sense solutions, and Gavin Newsom's just playing it off like it has no merit.